Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know I have been MIA, but there's a reason for that. So my family and I relocated, so we're now in Canada, and relocation, it has its own type of stress. Okay, it's been a lot. We came to Canada on July 31st and it's now October, so you must know if you see me take this long to do another video. So today's video is just about giving you an update, brief update, and also for those of you who are planning to move to Canada soon, just telling you how you can get your items to Canada. Yeah. All right. So brief updates. We're doing okay. I'm in school. My husband is working. My daughter is walking. We're okay. Moving to Canada. I'm gonna be very real right now. If you notice, I'm sitting on the ground because my husband shaking head at me, no, I can't sit on the ground. Anyways, I'm sitting on the ground. I'll show you that in a little bit. We don't have a couch yet. We moved into an empty apartment. When we moved there the first night, there was absolutely nothing in here, not even a bed. Friend of ours, well, we just meet him when we come, but you know, God is good. Took us to Walmart, we got a microwave, so at least we had that. Bought some food, put in the fridge, because the apartment comes with a fridge and a stove, and that's it. A good friend of mine loaned us 2 blankets, so we slept on those 2 blankets for the first little while. Then the first thing we got was a bed. Then we bought this table on Facebook Marketplace for $70. Simple little table, old table. Yeah. When you move to Canada, guys, I'm being very real. You have to make up your mind on what you are willing to buy used, and then there might be a few things that you don't want to compromise on. So like for me, I wanted a new mattress. I don't want a mattress that nobody sleep on. And that's just me. If you are okay with buying a used mattress, fine, go right ahead. I wanted a new mattress for different reasons. Just because, and also I have back issues, and I'm a new mommy in a new country, gonna be having to deal with school and baby and classes at home and in-person classes, so, and it was gonna be a lot. So for me, a good night's rest was a must. My husband also had a work injury, so he was gonna be working a lot. He's the only one working right now. I'm not working yet. Good night's sleep for him is also a must. So different things why we decided we wanted a new bed. Everything else for the most part has been used. Well, I say everything else like enough things. We only have a bed, a dining table, a TV, a microwave, and a TV stand, and a computer table. I'll give you a story about that in another video. But yeah, let's get into the more important part of this video, and that is talking about getting your stuff to Canada. How can you get your stuff to Canada if you're moving to Canada? And not just if you're coming from Jamaica, but other countries. You use a box. Not this size. This is just a little demo. But I did some research. Before we left Jamaica, I called Canada Post, I called Jamaica Post, I called Jamaica Customs, the whole works. Did a bunch of research because they were going to charge, the airport was going to charge, the airline was going to charge $40 for the first suitcase. And then for every additional one, it was going to be $100, something like that. And I was like, if I decided to take 3 suitcases, right there alone is $250. And I'm like, that not make no sense, because moving to Canada, well, I wanted to take as much things as possible because I knew we were going to start from the ground up. So the less things we had to buy, the better. And back in Jamaica, we shopped in bulk. So we purchased stuff at PriceSmart. So when we were ready to leave, we had a whole bunch of stuff because buying a bulk. So, I mean, if I could take these things to Canada at an affordable cost, it would save me the money of having to buy every little thing, pot, spoon, strainer, and everything when I got here. So I packed all those things in some boxes. Now, let's give you the details. So you can pack a box and send it through the post office for, drumroll, $1,000. Yes, $1,000. That box can be a maximum of 22 pounds. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 5 because of COVID, to get here. And you can put basically anything in the box. Now, a lot of things you need to know. I'm giving you all the details here for those of you who want to pack a box. Now, it's good to get sturdy boxes because they told us at the post office, listen, they're not going to handle the boxes with care. They're going via a route called surface mail. And them not treat the box them like an egg. So they're not going to really throw them into a wall, but they're going to handle them harshly. So I got some really thick boxes from a place called AMG on Retirement Crescent in Kingston. These are some really thick boxes. So I had like maybe 3 regular boxes, you know, regular biscuit box, and then the others were the thick boxes. And when the boxes came instead of the regular boxes, something in one of them did damage. And you see the other boxes, even though you could see that they were handled harshly, everything was intact. And I mean, I even had glass in some of those boxes. And I didn't wrap it in newspaper. I should have. I wrapped it in clothes because I packed all our clothes as well. If you're wondering how many boxes I sent, I started with 17. It's so funny now. And then I did an additional 14, and those are on the way now because I left those and my in-laws have sent them off for us. The 17 though, we sent them off like 2 weeks before we traveled. So when we got here, we got them within maybe 5 or 6 days of being here. So that was $70,000 to bring up almost everything, like literally pots, pans, cutting board, the whole works. I'm gonna show you a bunch of stuff I took out that I still have. I've not run out of stuff yet. Shoes, clothes. I mean, you don't want to come here with one suitcase. Well, if you have it like that, God bless your heart. Pick up yourself and pick up Jesus for that. But we never have it like that. I mean, we are really good budgeters. I'm still not working, so that should tell you that we did budget our thing, and hubby is working, and we're making the money work because we have what we absolutely need. There are some needs we don't have, but we have the absolute ones. If it is that you, and I'll put the information for the place you can buy those boxes below. You have to buy a minimum of 20 boxes for $2,000. They don't sell one box because it's a bulk thing. If you don't want to buy those boxes, or if you only plan to send, say you only want to send 5 boxes, you want to send your shoes, them, some books, and some other little, you know, important things to you, my suggestion is get a regular box. I mean, the sturdiest box that you can get, and you're going to reinforce that box. So how are you going to reinforce it? Buy construction cardboard. They have different thicknesses. I think like one sheet of construction cardboard is maybe $100 and something, $200 and something based on the thickness. Get some construction cardboard. This is your construction cardboard. You're gonna cut that to the size of the different size of the box, and then you're gonna do one for the bottom as well. Then you're gonna reinforce your box by putting those additional pieces of construction cardboard in your box. That way it kind of gives it a double layer right here, so it's a little more sturdy. You get what I mean? So that's my suggestion for those of you who only want to send a few boxes. You don't want to buy the 20 boxes, or you have some boxes and you just want to go and use those. Just reinforce the boxes and go ahead and use them. Now, when it comes on to putting the stuff in your boxes, you have to do some declaration forms, and that is the only way that you won't get charged again when your stuff gets to Canada, because it doesn't make no sense to spend $17,000 for 17 bucks, and then when you come here, customs lick your arm and a leg charge, because yeah. So what we did was we went to the post office. We got those little papers ahead of time so you could go home and prepare everything. So when you go to the post office, your time is shorter. Some post offices might not want to give you those papers. And by the way, we used half a tree post office because the Ligani post office gave me a lot of incorrect information. They told me it was 6,000 something per box, and that was the only box I could send. And when I called around the different post offices, half a tree, they had the tea, okay? They gave me the right info. So there are, I'm going to put a picture of that form as well. There's some little forms, and you have to write on, or the gentleman at the post office told me to write on exactly how many of each item was in the box. I didn't do that. I didn't think I needed to do that, and it turned out I really didn't. So he was saying write 6 pair of socks and 4 pair of pants. I didn't do that. Like if there were clothes, say one box had clothes, iron, pots, books. I wrote clothes. Literally just wrote the word clothes. I didn't write pants, shirts, socks. I wrote clothes, and then I wrote an approximate value for the clothes, because you have to write the value of what's in the box. Me don't know how much the clothes are, because I haven't purchased all the clothes I have. Some of them I got, some of them I have a long time. So I wrote things like clothes, approximate value, $5,000. I probably wrote used clothes or something like that, so they'll know that the stuff coming aren't brand new stuff that you're going to resell in Canada to charge you any kind of fee. For like the books, I would just, if I knew the amount of books, I write 4 books. If I didn't remember how many books, I don't pack the box, I'm not pull it up. So I just wrote books, and I wrote an approximate value, maybe 4 or 5 or 5,000. Baby clothes, I wrote baby clothes, I wrote baby bottles. I did not single out how many of each item or in a box. So I did that for each box. So it's good that when you're packing your boxes, just keep a little piece of scrap paper nearby, or even write it on, the flap of the box. Every time you put something in the box, just write what you're putting in. Because when you're done and you're ready to fill out your form, I think this happened to me with a few boxes. I'm just make up something. You don't want to not know what's in your box, and then you're going to stress yourself when you have 20 boxes to send to Canada. You don't remember what's in the boxes, and then you stress out yourself just to fill out the forms. So just jot it down somewhere, and then when you're done, you just fill out the forms. Something important to note, your box should not be more than 22 pounds. What we did was we purchased a suitcase scale. So you can use that to weigh your boxes before going to the post office, before even wrapping it, because you have to wrap your box in brown paper. You know, the good old brown paper that you used to wrap books in high school? You have to wrap your boxes in brown paper. So what I did when I packed the box, you also have to tie the boxes. So I had some, you call that cord now, construction cord, and I had the other one too. It's not construction cord, and when you twist it on your finger, it kind of unravels in your hand. Don't remember the name of that cord. I had some of that. So what I did with each, right, box. What I did with each box that I packed, I tied, and I'm talking fast because I don't want the video for too long, guys, but I want to give you all the info that you need to know. I put the cord around the box, so I should have demonstrated that too, but hey, it's too late. And then I put the scale on the box, under the cord, and I lifted it up so that I could see how much each box weighs. And my aim was to get the box to 20 pounds before wrapping it with the brown paper. So that way I was sure that I wouldn't go over 22 pounds, right? So don't aim to pack it fully to 22 pounds, because then you're going to wrap it with paper and tie the cord on it, and all those little things add up. And just in case the scale at the post office is a little bit different from yours, like maybe off by a few points, you don't want when you go there, your box is 23 pounds, and then you have to pay for each additional pound. It's just like at airport. When you go over the 22, then you start paying heavily. So get you a hand scale, weigh a suitcase, a luggage scale, weigh your boxes. After you're done and you close up your box, take them up properly. I suggest that you close it like this. Don't do the regular 4 flap in, flap out. Thank you. I suggest that you do this instead. So 2 flaps down and then 2 flaps on the top, just like that. And then you put on your tape. Then you wrap your box with brown paper. Now, after wrapping your box, the next thing you need to do is tie a cord around it. So that knot has a name, but I don't know the name. So you're gonna make sure the cord it just runs along the 4 sides of the box, and you tie it at the top. Then it's time to label your box. So you're gonna write who your box is coming from, because you need a return address just in case something goes wrong. So for me, we were sending it to my friend who lives right next door, because we sent it before we came here. From Siobhan White Brown to my friend's name and her address. And on the declaration form, you have to put the person's contact number. Ensure that the person you're sending it to, the address that you write on the box and on the form, that's the same address that's on their ID in the country. Because when Canada Post goes to deliver and they ask for identification, if the address is different, you're going to have an issue for them to deliver to that person. So you write to, from, and then on one side of the box, very largely, you need to write the word surface on it, so they don't mix it up and send it via another route. I think that's what the gentleman said. So the word surface, because it's going via surface mail. I think I've covered everything that you need to know about shipping a box, where you can buy the box, type a box. You can put any little thing. I brought my blender, I brought my iron. No, I didn't bring my blender, that's a lie. I brought my iron, I brought everything, guys. Knives, forks, every little thing I brought. So that helped us out a lot, so we didn't have to buy everything from scratch. And you might be thinking it's not worth it to send all the stuff. It really is, because think about it. How much is it for a blender? How much is it for an iron? How much is it for a plate set? How much is it for a pot set? How much is it for a pair of shoes? Now you can fit all of those stuff as much as possible into a box, and you pay 1,000 Jamaican dollars to send it to the post office. More than you come here, that same $1,000 is how much Canadian? $9 something, maybe. $9 can buy you 1 iron, 1 pot set, 2 pair of shoes, 4 pair of pants. $9 cannot give you that. Okay, so it really is worth it. If you have stuff to send to Canada, I would really suggest that you use this method. At this point, I need to know if Jamaica Post is on the stock market, because I've been promoting this everywhere to all my friends that I know that are traveling, and it's worth it. It's worth it. And like I said, I have 14 boxes on the way now with some stuff that we left. So we sent some, and then some are coming after, and then I think that's it. But even if you don't want to pack stuff, then like a personal stuff, you're gonna buy back everything, because you have it like that, and you want to get your little goodie box every Christmas or every summer or whatever, this is still a route that you can use. So you can get your Lasco, your tough crackers, your Milo, your little regular snacks that you miss. They are sold in Canada. You have international stores, I think, but where I am in the bush, there's an international aisle in Walmart. I don't have another international store in this area in Brandon. And the stuff in the international aisle, the prices are just too much. And they don't have everything, because like Lasco, I don't see Lasco there, and I love Lasco. Yeah, my daughter drinks porridge every morning. I put Lasco in the porridge. So if you want to use it just to get your good little goodies every now and then, it's a really great method to use too. I think you can fill out the declaration form. Not I think, you can fill out the declaration form online, but I was having issues with that because it wasn't allowing me to put to type in food item on the list, and if I don't know why, there was some glitch on it. So I just got the regular little yellow ones from the post office, and I used that, and everything worked out fine. And it comes right to your door, literally right to your doorstep, no additional cost. Just ensure that if it's something them look too new, and them are gonna think you're gonna sell, just write migration on one of the forms, or on all of them if you want. I didn't do that. I think only on one thing I wrote used clothes. Or did I? I don't even think I did that. Because they don't search all the boxes, but they do scan them. I know that they searched one of my boxes though, because there was the tape was different. They searched it in Jamaica, by the way, not in Canada. So it had Jamaica, the Jamaica Customs or Jamaica Post was written on that tape. The tape was branded, and it had a little tag to say, was searched. But other than that, that's the only box they opened. They didn't search any boxes. Comes to your door 3 to 4 weeks, and you're good to go. And it helps you to settle a little better in a whole new country where it's good to come here. It's a great opportunity in a few years. You sort out yourself, you help out your family. But the beginning is rough, let me tell you. I'm being very real. There have been tears, and some days we say, well, I really take up myself. I really take up myself and left Jamaica and come to Canada. No job, no car. I really take up myself and do this. I've had those days, but those are the days when things get really tough and you need some encouragement. And it's good that I'm not here alone. I have my family, so it makes a whole lot of difference to know that I have my family here with me. Also makes a difference to know that I know other people who did this route and they're fine. Only part of people, if you know, there are a lot of people migrating to Canada. So I'm gonna end this part of the video here before it gets too long. There's one more thing I want to show you guys. But yeah, that's basically it. If you want to send your stuff through boxes, this is a really great avenue. I think the best, if you ask me. Once upon a time, airports used to allow you to do cargo, to send a whole lot of, like you could have do 20, like one of my church sisters that's here now, she said when she was coming up many years ago, she packed 20 something suitcases and sent it under the plane. But they don't do that anymore. They're limited. So this is the next best thing to do. And I did say I don't have a job yet. It's not because I can't find a job. Actually did get something to do online, but then I can't do that because it requires a quiet background to take calls for a company, and I don't have a quiet background with this little girl, like you can hear. The reason why I'm not doing a face-to-face job right now is because I haven't found a daycare yet that has space for her age. When we came here, she was 9 months. She's 1 now. And when every daycare call, they're like, oh, we have a 2-year waiting list for, we only have 3 spaces, or we only have, I think the most spaces I got from one daycare was 8. So they only have 8 spaces for children under 2. And they're full, and they have a 2-year waiting list, so they'd like to add me to that list. And I'm like, okay, but by the time they reach me, she's gonna be 3. But anyway, that's why it makes sense to just stay home with her right now and do, most of my classes are online. I only have 2 classes in person, and I take her to class. Yes, the lecturer doesn't mind, and she's a good baby in class. I just wake up extra early on the mornings I have class, so she'll fall asleep like 15-20 minutes into class. So that's it for this section. Get on it, get your boxes ready. If you're migrating to Canada, it will help you a lot. So now I'm just going to show you some of the stuff I brought in my boxes that I still have. Listen, I was not gonna leave my good blue soap. Like, I have 2 rolls of blue soap back here. Castile. Like, I brought all of these stuff in my boxes. Everything here. Like I said, I used to shop in bulk, so when I was leaving, I already had a lot of these things, except the blue soap and the Castile. So, I mean, why leave them and come here and buy them when I could put them in a box for $1,000? And all these wipes, there were 2 more packs here. I brought these in my boxes as well. I got them on my baby shower. And like you can see, it's a good thing I brought them because I don't have to buy wipes still for a good while. I haven't purchased wipes since she was born. She's 1 year and week and a half, something like that. So guys, it makes sense to pack your boxes. And one more thing. So this is an example of what I mean when I say the house is basically empty with just the absolute need, which is, of course, my daughter's room. She needs somewhere to sleep. So we have that. And then my very fancy dresser over here. So guys, it's real up in here, okay? You use what you have until you can get what you want and need. And having it like this, it kind of works out for me in a way, because when I need to study, I just leave her room door open because there's absolutely nothing dangerous in here, and she will come in here, take something out of the suitcase, bring it to me, and she'll keep doing that over and over, and then when I look, all the clothes is in the living room, but I get to study. So it works out. So yep, that's the end of this video. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing Canada related videos. I might, and if when I do, I'll just put them all in the same playlist, because this channel is going to have a lot of hair videos going forward, okay? Based upon requests. People are requesting a family channel as well, but honestly right now I can't balance school, baby, wife, and 2 channels. I can't. So in the future, I'll do that for y'all. But right now, I'm just going to put all the Canada related videos in a playlist on this channel. Thanks for stopping by. Remember to like, to share, to subscribe. If you have any other questions that you'd like me to share info on, let me know in the comments below. Bye.